Congress admits that they're UFOs. Static. It's static. Nope, not doing it. I'm not hunting nothing. Nothing. That's better. Got my Jesus on. Firm believer in Jesus. Thank God. My headphones on, listen to this story. The alien, I got the power of Jesus on my side. No aliens formed against me shall prosper. None of my enemies. Not one. Not if they blue, not if they green, not if they red, not if they yellow. None shall prosper. Not even black or white. I said? None shall prosper. If you look yellow, you don't prosper either. Not me. Not I. Let's listen to this story.
Intelligent extraterrestrials.
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Biologics came with some of these discoveries. By the way, we're going to discuss who this man is soon, but because he's a very important person and he's under oath in front of Congress. That's what he's doing. And he's telling us that biological aliens came with these spacecrafts that crashed on Earth. Where my tinfoil hat at? Ruby, get the tinfoil.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. This dude, his eyebrow, that forehead right there. I mean, that 1, 2, 3 completion. That's 4. Look at that. That's like, he got the devil horns right there. Y'all see it? You said the devil horn. Y'all see it? Y'all see what I'm saying? You got the devil horn right there. The devil horn. Y'all see it?
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super. Thank you.
So now the government knows. They know who ops. They know who coming for her. They know that I'm a firm believer in Jesus now, and that no weapon formed against me shall prosper of these weird aliens and spacecrafts. Apparently they bad drivers. Apparently aliens are bad drivers. It's an unironic joke in that. For people that don't get it. But it's an unironic joke in that. But yeah, aliens are bad drivers, apparently, and they crash and then they burn trying to study us. Or maybe they weren't smart as us. We always think aliens are smarter than us. But what if they're not? What if they're just stupid and just like curious, but they had enough technology to go to space? They can't be as dumb than us if they can come to a certain new galaxy, right? Maybe it's something at the bottom ocean. Let's go look up more about Mr. Graft. I'm sorry, I misspelled his name. It says Graft, it's not Graft. But UFO hearing whistleblower testifies government absolutely has possession of non-human craft. He's a whistleblower. Who is David Grusch? Say the name, I said Graft, it's Grusch. Grusch has initially made the claim last month before adding the information about pilots in a later News Nation. Grusch was an intelligence officer for the Air Force and eventually joined a task force looking into unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP, the military preferred term of UFO. He said he became a whistleblower in May 2022 after he received a number of concerning reports that the government was acting with secrecy and without congressional oversight with regard to UAP. The Pentagon spokesperson strenuously denied Grusch's initial claim, saying they have not discovered any verifiable information or substantiate claims that any programs regarding possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently. Grusch said he feared for his life, had faced professional and personal consequences for the government for speaking out. No, there was ongoing whistleblower retaliation investigation into the treatment. Grusch said he believed that the government first became aware of non-human technology in 1930s, and they had multi-decade campaign to disenfranchise public interest. The foreman tells us that he has not seen any non-human bodies personally. Personally, he has never seen it, and responded to too many questions that he cannot discuss details in the open forum, could brief the legislators in private. He's saying there's something their pilots are seeing. Other witnesses at the hearing were Ryan Graves, a former Navy pilot, who said he encountered numerous unexplained flying objects while flying near Virginia Beach, and David Farner, another retired Navy pilot, who encountered UAPs near the coast of San Diego, California. As we convene here, UAPs are in our airspace, but they are grossly underreported, Grease says. Sightings are not rare or isolated. Two scenarios right here before we go into anything else. We have two whole scenarios. One scenario is that these people are looking for perhaps our topic on Monday, clout, and it's an easy way to get clout. You can go on shows, you can get paid, you can get whatever you want. Or they're telling the truth. Maybe they thought they saw something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know any objects. Some of this stuff sounds very weird to me. It sounds like it might be untrue. It sounds like people just, whenever somebody nowadays tell me they're feared for their life, but then they can just like go in front of Congress and just say things in the open. I'm like, your life must not be that fearful. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people want to get you, they get you. You know what I'm saying? When people want to get you, they will get you. Trust me, it ain't no problem. They got Martin Luther King and blamed it on another man. Trust me, when the government wants you, they got you. You won't be able to make it in front of Congress. Not too often. So I don't know if I believe this whole thing about him being fearful, but maybe he saw something. Maybe started tripping. Maybe he did a bad acid trip when he was somewhere and he saw something. I don't know. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he's telling the truth. I have no clue. I have no evidence of it. It's a fun story. I like to think UFOs would come around and see us, and that we have them personally, and that we found their dead bodies and we're dissecting them to reverse engineer something. That sounds a little too extreme, especially when you say you didn't see it personally, and everybody can't give fair accounts of said thing. For instance, I had people that told me they saw cheating in the election at one time, and I told them to provide proof, and they say, you wouldn't believe what I saw. I saw a bus with Joe Biden's name on it at the elections facility. I'm like, oh my God, somebody trying to get people out to vote with Joe Biden's face on it. Oh my God, it must be something stupid to go. Oh, they took the ballots to the back. Yeah, that if you ever worked in a ballot office, that tends to what happens. They lock them up, they put them in a thing. That's usual. So people do trip when they see things that they can't explain. So I'm not saying they didn't see anything. They might have saw something fishing and thought it was something. Because as I see, most of these sound like they might have saw something. And I'm not, like I said, it could have been aliens. It could not have been. So I'm interested. They said with 4 sets of eyes, still, there is nothing, we have nothing close to it. It was amazing. See, I told my buddy I wanted to fly it, but it was incredible technology. So he said he saw a little ship. To be fair, on that point, from Graves, it could have been some new Russian thing that some of the higher officials shot down or they're practicing with and he found it. It could be that. It don't have to be alien technology. It could be a new plane that the U.S. government is doing behind the scenes with some secret exit. You got to remember, I just watched Oppenheimer. You know, Oppenheimer, they literally did a whole Manhattan Project with nobody in the military outside of like 10 people that knew about it. So that could be, again, like I'm saying, I'm not saying they didn't see anything, but again, it could be something that the government working on they probably shouldn't, and everybody just going to deny it. Or, like I said, it could be aliens. It could legit be some alien technology that we found or something that came from the sky, and we don't know what it is. So I'm not saying these people are liars. I'm just saying it's a lot to it. So be careful. There could be aliens among us. Or it could be just people tripping. And the government got something up for y'all. World War III got some work, got a new Manhattan Project. Could be that too. Every enemy of the United States be wary. Either way, if it's aliens or some new technology the Russians and somebody else made to bomb America, I'm a firm believer in Jesus. So like and subscribe so you can be protected by this firm believing Jesus that, you know what I'm saying? Peace.